Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Podcast. Before we jump into today's deep dive on France's Six Nations win, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things rugby.
Absolutely.
Okay, so today we're going to be taking a close look at France's Six Nations campaign. They're the 2025 Six Nations champions.
Glorious champions.
Glorious champions, yes.
Yeah.
We've got with us this fantastic analysis from Planet Rugby called State of the Nation. And we're going to be drawing insights from this piece. You actually shared this with us.
Yes.
And we're going to unpack what made this win so significant, really kind of get to the heart of their victory and understand, I guess, the factors that contributed to their success.
So, and it's a great piece of analysis. And I think what strikes you right off the bat is the overall assessment of France's performance deserved champions. Even though the Grand Slam wasn't to be after that tight loss to England, the feeling is this is still a fantastic showing, especially when you factor in losing a player of Dupont's caliber mid-tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And the article really focuses on two major pillars of their success, I think. Firstly, the growth in their attacking play when they have the ball. And secondly, what they're calling these coaching revolutions, which have a nod to the strategic thinking we've seen from Rassie Erasmus's teams.
Yeah.
So two really interesting areas to kind of dig into. I guess starting with that first point, what does this growth with ball in hand actually look like in practice when we examine their Six Nations journey?
Yeah, that's the crucial question. It's not just about individual brilliance, but are we seeing a more developed and effective attacking structure? I think so.
Yeah.
And the analysis sort of hints at that. You know, we probably saw increased use of varied running lines in midfield, creating more space and opportunities out wide, a subtle but significant evolution from perhaps a more direct approach in previous years. And I think it suggests a real tactical maturity to their offensive game plan.
Right. And that makes a lot of sense, that kind of evolution of their attack. And then when we talk about these coaching revolutions being Rassie-inspired, I mean, that immediately brings to mind, you know, those innovative game-changing tactics that we've seen implemented successfully by South Africa. What specific elements do you think the article might be pointing towards when it comes to France's approach?
Well, if we look at the bigger trends in modern rugby, you know, the influence of Rassie is often around this very strategic use of the bench.
Yeah.
Particularly with forwards,
Okay.
to maintain dominance, inject fresh energy at key moments. And tellingly, this article later highlights the emergence of La Bombe Squad,
La Bombe Squad.
these impactful forward replacements in a 7-1 split on the bench.
Okay.
So for you listening, that means a deliberate choice to load up on forward power for the second half with only one back replacement available. So I think that very strongly suggests a kind of Rassie-esque focus on controlling the game through forward strength and tactical substitutions.
Okay, so La Bombe Squad. Very interesting. We'll definitely dig deeper into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But I guess let's just walk through their Six Nations journey as this article kind of lays it out. So it all kicks off with that dominant 43-0 victory against Wales in Paris.
Oh, yeah.
And that must have sent a real signal to the other teams.
It certainly did. Yeah, the article paints a picture of French dominance from the outset, really showcasing Dupont's brilliance in that opening match.
Yeah.
And it even suggests that Wales, despite some, good efforts from Jack Morgan, were somewhat fortunate that the scoreline wasn't even wider.
Wow.
A commanding start right there in front of their home fans.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Yeah.
A great start to the tournament.
Yeah.
Then comes the trip to Twickenham and that incredibly tight 1-point loss to England, 26-25.
Yeah.
The article mentions a string of missed scoring opportunities in the first half. That must have been a tough one to swallow.
It really underscores how unforgiving top-level rugby can be. The analysis points to a number of chances that went begging, ultimately against an England side looking to bounce back themselves. Those missed opportunities proved costly. And it really highlights, I think, the razor-thin margins, between victory and defeat in the Six Nations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's got to be a frustrating one when, you had those opportunities and just weren't able to capitalize on them.
Absolutely.
And then we go from that kind of setback to a very emphatic response against Italy in Rome. And this is where this La Bombe Squad really comes into focus.
Yeah.
The article frames this tactical shift as a direct response to a perceived dip in intensity in the second half against England. So that 7-1 split on the bench to maintain that forward dominance later in the game, I mean, that's a bold and decisive move.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting here is that proactive problem solving. They identified an area for improvement, maintaining that intensity throughout the full 80 minutes, and they implemented a significant tactical change to directly address it. And the article even uses strong language suggesting France demolished Italy in the second half, indicating just how effective this La Bombe Squad strategy was. A clear example of, coaching adaptability and learning within the tournament itself.
Yeah, so you can really see them, evolving and refining their approach as the tournament progresses.
Hmm.
And then comes, I guess, that pivotal clash against Ireland in Dublin, which they win 42-27. And this was a game where they lost Dupont early on due to injury.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they still managed to secure such a significant victory away from home against a very strong Ireland side with Maxime Lucu stepping up brilliantly really speaks volumes about the depth and character of this French team.
Absolutely. The article emphasizes Lucu's, defining performance in that match, highlighting how he really demonstrated his quality and composure in that high-pressure environment, stepping into the shoes of arguably the best player in the world.
Yeah.
To go to Dublin and achieve such a comprehensive win, especially after that early setback, is a true testament to the resilience and the systems in place within the French squad.
And it kind of speaks to that, next man up mentality that they've clearly got in this team, which is so important at the international level.
Absolutely.
So really impressive stuff from them. And then the final game was a hard-fought win against Scotland, 35-16, described as a typically intense and physical encounter.
Yeah.
There's a brief mention of a controversial incident involving Peter Mavaku, but the focus quickly shifts to Mithimac's leadership in the backs and Francois Cross's exceptional defensive work. So it sounds like they had to really dig deep to secure that championship-clinching victory.
Yes, those matches against Scotland are always fiercely contested, and the analysis acknowledges that intensity.
Right.
However, it wisely pivots to highlight the crucial positive aspects. Entimac stepping up and taking on more leadership in Dupont's continued absence, and Cross putting in what's described as a superhuman defensive effort in the closing stages to secure the win. It underscores, I think, the importance of leadership and resilience when the pressure is really on.
Yeah, so many great stories coming out of this campaign for France. Now, I guess let's shine a light on some of the standout individual performances. Louis Bielle-Biarrey seems to have had a sensational tournament, setting a new record with 8 tries.
Phenomenal.
And also incredibly providing 8 assists as well.
Wow.
The article positions him as a genuine contender for the title of best wing in the world.
I mean, those are truly remarkable statistics.
They are absolutely astonishing.
To not only break a tournament try-scoring record, but to also consistently create opportunities for others with 8 assists really speaks to his all-round talent and the phenomenal form he maintained throughout the Six Nations.
And just the confidence to be able to perform at that level consistently over the course of the tournament.
And that comparison to being the best wing globally certainly seems justified based on that level of impact.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, Maxime Lucu, who we've already touched on. His crucial performances against both Ireland and Scotland really cemented his reputation as a top-quality scrum half, proving that he's more than capable of leading the team in Dupont's absence.
Yeah, it's a huge boost to their depth looking ahead.
Massive, absolutely.
Having such a reliable and high-performing player ready to step in at such a pivotal position is invaluable for any team with aspirations of sustained success. Lucu's ability to deliver under that kind of pressure demonstrates real quality and mental fortitude.
Yeah, he really seized his moment. And,
yeah, he did.
And Yoram Moefana is highlighted as the most improved player throughout the tournament.
Okay.
Particularly on the defensive side, where he racked up 54 tackles. But also contributing with some vital tries against Scotland. So it's fantastic to see players developing and really seizing their opportunities.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of progress you want to see within a squad. Moefana's significant improvement in defense, coupled with his attacking contributions at crucial moments, shows a player who is really maturing and becoming a key asset for France.
Okay, and Paul Boutin really stepped up in the back row, even matching Charles Ollivon's try-scoring record for the tournament. That's some impressive company to be keeping.
It certainly speaks to his impact and effectiveness in the forward pack. To contribute tries from the back row is always a significant bonus. And to match the try-scoring record of a player of Ollivon's quality really highlights his ability to find the try line.
Yeah, great stuff from him as well. And then we come to Francois Cross, described as an absolute ruck machine, providing that vital connection between the forwards and backs. He topped the tackle charts with 76 tackles, missing only 6.
Wow.
And was central to France winning a tournament record 109 attacking rucks.
Yeah.
He also came in second for line-out takes. This guy is an absolute workhorse.
He truly does. The description as a ruck machine and the architect behind winning so many attacking rucks really emphasizes his pivotal role at the breakdown.
Yeah.
To combine that with his incredible tackle accuracy and his contributions in the lineout, paints a picture of a tireless, incredibly effective, and absolutely crucial player for France.
Yeah, you can't overstate his contribution to this team's success, can you?
No.
It's phenomenal. And of course, we need to talk about Le Bon squad in a bit more detail.
Let's do it.
The article specifically mentions Oscar Giroud's versatility, even playing center against Ireland, and Emmanuel Meafou's impactful presence coming off the bench. It also highlights Cyril Bale, Julien Marchand, and Anthony Delange as world-class operators within that unit, emphasizing their size and surprisingly good ball handling skills, along with Hugo Oradou and Dorian Algerderi as well. So it sounds like this wasn't just about bringing on fresh legs. It was about strategically deploying high-quality players with specific roles to play.
Exactly. The analysis emphasizes that the success of Le Bon squad wasn't solely down to the tactic itself, but crucially to the caliber of the players executing it. These are all established top-tier players with a blend of physicality and skill. Introducing that level of quality and experience around that 50-minute mark clearly had a massive impact on maintaining France's momentum and control.
So it sounds like a real masterstroke from the coaching team. Then if we look at the overall sort of team and individual stats, Bielle-Biarrey's 8 tries, obviously a headline grabber.
Of course.
Gregory Aldrit led the way in carries with 58. Thomas Ramos covered the most ground with 323 meters, closely followed by Bielle-Biarrey. Bielle-Biarrey also topped the clean break charts with 8 tries. Cross's phenomenal tackle count, we've already highlighted. Thibaut Flamont led in line-out takes just ahead of the ever-present Cross. And as a team, that record-breaking 109 attacking rucks won really underscores their dominance in that area, with Cross being the architect, as the article notes. The stats really do paint a picture of a dominant and well-rounded team performance.
They certainly do. The spread of leaders across various key metrics highlights a team firing on all cylinders. With key players excelling in their specific roles and contributing to the overall success, it reinforces the narrative of both individual brilliance and a very effective collective effort.
And if you're enjoying this level of detailed analysis of France's Six Nations triumph, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow Rugby Obsession for more. So the article really pinpoints the effectiveness of Le Bon squad, driven by the sheer quality of the players involved as a key factor in their success. Also, the team's remarkable ability to win those crucial matches, particularly against Ireland, even without their talismanic, Antoine Dupont, is highlighted as fostering significant growth in the leadership and performance of other players within the squad. I think that's a really crucial takeaway, that they've proven they can perform and win at the highest level even when their star player is absent.
Absolutely. While Dupont's influence on this French team is undeniable, the fact that they were able to navigate those critical games and ultimately secure the Six Nations title in his absence speaks volumes about the maturity, the adaptability, and the strength and depth that this squad now possesses. It's a testament to the coaching and the development of leadership across the team.
Yeah. It's a really exciting sign for French rugby, isn't it? And I guess the main regret that the article identifies for France is that very narrow one-point defeat to England at Twickenham, with those missed scoring opportunities in the first half being attributed to a combination of the damp conditions and some very effective English defensive pressure, particularly when focused on containing Dupont. So it sounds like a game that could have so easily swung the other way.
Yeah, those tight losses often linger in the memory. And the article rightly points to those missed chances as a key factor.
Yeah.
It acknowledges England's defensive resilience, especially in dealing with Dupont, but also highlights that France will likely look back at those moments where they could have taken more points and rue those missed opportunities. It's a sharp reminder of the fine margins at the elite level.
Absolutely. So this has been a really insightful deep dive into France's victorious 2025 Six Nations campaign, all thanks to this fantastic Planet Rugby analysis that you shared with us.
It has been fascinating to unpack the different layers of their campaign.
Right.
I think the emergence of players like Bielle-Biarrey and Lucu, the tactical innovation of Le Bon squad, and that clear progression in their attacking game are all really compelling aspects of their victory. The resilience they demonstrated, particularly after losing Dupont, is the hallmark of a true championship-winning team.
And we'd love to hear your thoughts on France's Six Nations victory.
Yes.
Were there any players or tactical shifts that particularly impressed you? Get over to the comments below and share your opinions with us.
Absolutely.
And if you're enjoying this kind of in-depth rugby analysis,
Mhm.
make sure you hit that subscribe button for the Rugby Obsession podcast so you don't miss out on future deep dives.
Yeah.
That wraps up our deep dive into France's 2025 Six Nations triumph. We really hope this has given you a clearer understanding of their journey and the key factors that contributed to their success. Don't forget to subscribe to the Rugby Obsession podcast for more in-depth analysis and discussions. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession podcast. We look forward to you listening to our next episode.